Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm with my colleagues and my buddies today, Collins and Red, and we wanted to kind of cover off because there's now O News 8 in the back office, and you know, one of the things that I wanted to highlight was the misunderstandings that have gone on in the past, and really, you know, walk through, if you like, where we are and what we're doing and how things are progressing. We don't know. That's probably a bad thing to say, how things are progressing, because we don't know, but we know the strength of Mr. Mufareh, and we know that he will not give up. So we want to kind of have a look at that and you know, clarify, if you like. The biggest issue that we've seen in the past is where words have been twisted to such a degree that there are various misunderstandings from various different groups. Now, whether that's a language barrier or not, I don't know. I very much doubt it, because some of these guys speak better English than we do, or certainly me anyway. But the thing is that you've got to take the words that are expressed and said as to how they're meant to be said, and not misunderstand or take these and literally twist them around. So I'm going to ask Collins to kind of give me his view on what I'm talking about, because he's far more eloquent than I am.
no, Andy, come on. Yeah, just want to greet Red here and Andy. You know, it's a wonderful Tuesday, you know, and we are just happy, you know, to be here again, just to look at, you know, all the you know, from O News 1 to O News 7. And normally the O News 7 gave us the summary of what has been going on. So when I look at, you know, the summary, which is O News 7, the one that really resonated with me was O News 5. So I look at it, you know, it gave us the overview of what has been going, what happened, what went wrong. Because I said, you know, Onpassive was not stopped by anybody. He decided to pause it. But what went wrong that he chose to pause it? You know, there was, like, you know, a lot of things we talk about, you know, the legal battle, talk about sabotage, you know, betrayals and all of those type of things. You know, I say, you know what, you know, funds, you know, misappropriation of funds, all those type of things. I say, you know what, we just have to pause it. You know, nothing wrong, but we just have to pause it until we dig deep to find out why things are going wrong. Because you cannot continue building a company and things are all falling apart, because that's money. Money is going in, but things are not working the way you want to work. It's like Ash's dream was being diverted. The mission, whilst we are here, the mission why he decided to build the company, the mission and vision was like being deviated from the original course. He said, no, we need to realign back. So he took everything upon himself. He steered the ship, and he said, you know what? This is really something that they need to look onto. Because when he started seeing things falling, he said it was just like a movie. And true, it was like a movie. When you watching a movie, say, oh, this is friction. This type of thing can never, ever happen in real life. But that was really real before him, looking at everything that he have sweat for. Like Red was here 2018, seeing this company growing from strength to strength. This is 7 years of Red time. And all of a sudden, things just fell in front of our own eyes. The time we wanted to celebrate, what happened? Everything collapsed. You know, it was deliberate. So Ash tried to explain that deliberate act. You know, when you're trying to celebrate something and then everything just, you know, fall apart. But Ash never stopped. You know, he rewrote, he rewired, re-energized, and said, you know what, I'm taking it again. And he started going, building something. Like last time, you know, we said something. We said, what if you have a nice car? I'm driving. I said, okay, I'm going to visit Red. Along the way, the car break down beyond repair. What do I need to do? I need to get a new car. That is it. So the old car is good only, you know, for the museum. Has nothing to do again. Now, this is a new vehicle. that Ash has just come up with, which is about to come, a new, brand new vehicle, you know, and that's why he used the word. He said, now we are emerging from that dark tunnel with clear skies ahead and stronger than we have ever been. All the dark days. So now, if those who are really looking and reading carefully, it means the dark days is behind us. The dark days is behind us. Now we are seeing like light, you know, ahead of the tunnel. And we are coming what? Stronger. And he said the sunrise has just begun. You know, it takes a lot of determination, a lot of commitment, a lot of patience, a lot of faith and belief that your dream and the dream and vision that Mr. Mufareh is building can never die. You know, for someone to lose everything, dust himself and say, you know what, I have to keep on because this is my dream, this is my vision, and I cannot let it go. Take a different turn, you know, reroute and rewire himself, re-energize, and then push everything back. And now he is at that point where you can see Mr. Mufareh smiling, writing, posting in the back office. That shows a lot of determination, a lot of courage, and he believes in his own ability to see this company to the logical end. Andy, I'll leave it.
Thanks, Collins. It's a good point. You know, again, it's noted in one of the O News. He says he takes his positivity from us, from the positivity that we pass him, and the loyalty that we show him. So it's an interesting point. Red, I'm sure you've got a couple of points that you'd love to add as well.
I've always got loads of points. Andy, hi Collins, nice to see you, mate. Always love being with you guys, my fellow UKians, as Chris would say, which is good. Yeah, the O News 7, just to reiterate, it is only O News 7, even though Andy said O News 8, but he's jumping the gun a little bit there. It hasn't come out, but I am expecting it this week, by the way. So keep your eyes in your back office for O News 8. And what that entails as far as we're concerned. But looking at O News 7s, I am the recap man, and it was nice to get a recap to recap, which was quite fun, of all of the O Newses. I've been saying, haven't I, for a long time that, in my view, the O Newses that pop-ups that we've been having are done by design. They are there to fill in a lot of the blanks of what's been going on in the past, and really to be transparent, to reiterate why we're here, what we're trying to achieve, and culminating, obviously, in moving forward to our ultimate destination, which obviously is the launch of the next phase of this business. Colin said he liked number 5. For me, the best one so far that I've really liked because it resonated with me is O News number 6. Why have I sort of pinpointed that one out? I looked at it a bit like the phoenix rising from the ashes, I suppose. He said, as the dust is settling and momentum rising, it's time to reconnect with the dream. I love that quote that he brought out, it to really reaffirm and remind us all of why are we actually here? Why are we in this business? What is the purpose of you being here? And everyone has different reasons. But as I said on my live today, I firmly believe that the majority of people who are still here, still engaged, still positive, still aligned with our CEO are here because they want to better themselves and their families' lives. And obviously, finances has a lot to do with that. I believe that this company is the company to do all that with the vehicle, which Collins was talking about. Our old car broke down, didn't it? In fact, we wrecked it on the highway, and it wasn't because the car wasn't any good. It was because someone chucked a boulder across the motorway and we smacked into it at high speed, and it was completely totaled. That's the reality, what happened with the old vehicle. Luckily, we had the right insurance, and we've managed to get a new one that's much better, much faster, more resilient, And not only that, it's got a better sat nav on it, and it's taken us in a different direction, which is more direct. Quite a good analogy, that, actually, to be honest. And that's really what's happening here with moving into the next phase. We are stronger, wiser, more knowledgeable. All of this is going to be imported into the next phase. All the mistakes we've made, all the knowledge we've gained, everything is going to be used for a positive way in the next phase. Also, in that ONU 7, he talks about revisiting our purpose and values and the vision that's brought us all together in the first place. Values and alignment, all these sort of things are really important to our CEO. They're really important to the business. They're really important to who he wants around him. And we really do need to make sure that we are aligned with him. We have the same values as him. And really what he was trying to do was to spell it out in detail for what we stand for, what we actually do reject, you know, the correction to the corruption and all the rest of it, and what we're really building together in this business. And ONU 6 for me wasn't just a update for the company, it was a call to rededicate yourselves to what the business and the company is all about. We are building a new company, but we are building it with momentum. And that was the key point to ONU 6, is that I believe now we've got a bit of momentum back as a community, as affiliates and founders, etc. We've got a bit of the momentum moving forward now into the next phase. This is something that we should expand on. It's something that we should utilize. And I said again on my live today is that I'm sure our CEO wants us to arrive at the launch of the next phase, basically with euphoria. He doesn't want us to go, yeah, good. Oh, good. Oh, look, it's launched. Great, thanks. You know, we need to be excited about what we are going to have our hands on. We need to get that momentum going. Why? Because it's going to be beneficial not only to ourselves in our own business within the next phase, but also the company itself. Remember, if the company doesn't win, we don't win. We are a collective. And this is where Andy was saying that we are such an important and integral part of this business. We are the backbone of what drives our CEO, that positivity. He thrives on that. But also he understands that he has to produce something that we can utilize for our betterment. And the collectiveness of all of that all makes it very exciting for the next phase, in my opinion. I think that the collective of all of us is going to show in the next phase. And I'm convinced in one way, shape or form, we're going to see a little bit of this when we see ONU's number 8. Back to you, Andy.
Yes, absolutely. The comment, and my favorite, by the way, is 07, the latest one, because the comment towards the end is, you know, they're going to turn the spotlight around and ask us for our response. And you know, that's a big issue. That is a big issue. That's something that I would love to see, because there are so many people like us that are 100% behind Ash. All you guys that come on and watch this are 100% behind Ash and his team. And obviously, you know, he's mentioned pruning. Now, pruning's good for any tree. It makes it grow better at the end of the day. So it's not necessarily getting rid of. It's simply a cutting down of the bits, the dead bits, if you like. So I love that. I love the fact that, you know, they're going to start turning the spotlight on us and start asking us about what our feelings are and etc. And many of us that have been here since the start, certainly the likes of Red and Collins, etc. You know, we know within ourselves that this is never going to stop. this is just going to the top. If you've listened to Ash at any of the webinars that he's been on, he is totally and utterly committed to ensuring that this dream moves forward. And we are behind him, absolutely 100% behind him. And this is, for me, this is where the excitement lies, because we've seen a glimpse in the past. We've seen a glimpse of what's to come. Now, because of what happened in the past and the way people twist things and manipulate things, we're not going to hear that. We're going to find out after stage 1 is complete, stage 2 is complete, stage 3 is complete, and so on. So he may well be at stage 10 by the time he tells us what's happened already in stage 1. This is where it gets, you know, this isn't just our dream, it's everybody's dream. This is where we want to get to. Collins, anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I like the fact you said it is not only it's everybody's dream, because Ash mentioned it. He said it is not his dream only, it is our dream. You know, it is everybody's dream. You know, and I like the fact you said you stand with Ash for all of this. Because let's face the fact, he's the CEO of the company. You know, if it's not of Ash, what am I doing here? I can't sit here, waste my time talking about something that never exists, or someone is not building something and I'm talking about the person. I'm here because there is someone working on our behalf, building the dream for all of us. You know, an AI-driven company. You know, people always talk about, oh, I know AI. Like, I read funny comments. People talk about AI. I can do this more than Ash. And I was just like laughing. I said, when somebody come out and said, I can do it more than Ash, it means you know nothing about AI. AI is broad. It's massive field. It's technology. You know, it is massive. Depending on the type of product you are building, you can build AI with it. You know, you can drive AI in anything, but that will give you that visibility. If I said, okay, I want to build traffic driven by AI, it is possible. You want to make a robotic engineering, whatever you want to do. Now it's growing. This is the time of AI. And when somebody said, I know this better than this, you know nothing better than someone. Ash is a guru. He knows what he is building. He knows the market, and he knows how he can use AI to build a product that will go to the market, you know, and he can make it better than what is already there. Somebody asked me a question. He said, all right, I know there was a question. How are you sure that this will be better than the other, than what is already in the market? Nokia was there before. We all know Nokia was there. Just imagine if someone asked Mr. Apple, the iPhone that you are building, how sure are you, or how are you sure that your iPhone will be better than Nokia? Because Nokia was already existing. BlackBerry was already there. But he brought what? He brought digital transformation, a digital phone. Nokia was an analog phone. He brought digital phone, no button, touch screen, and killed the market. That's digital transformation. So you can stand up and say, all right, video conferencing. You know, why do we have Zoom? Because there was already Cisco WebEx, all of those. They were there. Why do we have Zoom? Why do we have TikTok if there was already YouTube? So people should, sometimes when people talk about it, I'm just like, everything they are doing is digital transformation. You take your own to the next level, people fall on it. Just take your own to the next level. Doesn't matter. Because if you said it's already in the market, I will not do it. There will be no competition. But now people are taking technology to the next level. Every time you go one level on top of it, you grab the market. People dive into it. Technology is never, ever enough because this is a digital era. But we are looking at a company where Mr. Ash Mufareh is putting his body and soul. You know, when you put your own body and your soul onto something, what happens? It manifests. It comes out perfectly the way you want. He's a visionary. He knows what he wants. You know, it doesn't matter about the time, how long it takes. The only thing you want to do is to put, you know, a perfect although I will say there's no perfect technology, but you want to put something that will hit the market. Sometimes we look at it, somebody will argue, say, wow, we just see, we are always at the tail end. None of us have been, maybe few of people who are in technology, in IT, they can tell you how long it takes to build a product. The length of time. It is not a day job. It's not 1 day, it's not 2 days, it's not 1 month, it's not 2 months, it's not 1 year. It takes a lot of effort to build a full-blown product. Only to build little functionality, it can take weeks, months, 3 months to build one single function. You have a full-blown product. Red comes to me and said, Collins, that product that you supply, maybe that product takes a lot of years to build, say 4 years. Max, I've delivered the product to Red. Red is using it, this company. Red said, Collins, I've seen something new. I want you to add more functions. I need this thing because I need this thing to do an X amount of job. I said, Red, it will take 3 months to build that function and integrate it to your and upgrade it to your software. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of brain, because sometimes you can integrate something, it breaks everything. You know, it breaks existing functionality. That's what people don't know. So when Ash is taking all the time, it is not like something you can just go and just pick in the market and say, this is it. Even things we found in the market takes time to build. So he is taking every time, every movement, every day is good news for Ash, because every day we are moving one step closer to a full-blown product. Every day there is one step closer to a full-blown product. And one day everybody will see what this man and the team has been working behind. You know, so I'll just leave it there, Andy.
Thanks. Viveen just made a very good point, actually. Picking up momentum. This is exactly what's going on in the background. You know, we've heard that the Indian offices were closed, but what most people don't understand is he's still got a very large team working very closely with him in another location. And what astounds me, and what should give everybody that extra boost of confidence, is the fact that these people now working for Ash has seen and heard all of the rubbish that's been put out onto the internet, the issues with the SEC, the issues with several other idiots defaming and criticizing what Ash has done, etc. And ultimately, what's happened over the course of this last year. Now, they still want to work with Ash. That has to tell you something major is happening in this industry with what Ash is doing. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry, you're as thick as two planks. Because quite honestly, you know, most people would go and look at the information online and go, oh my God, no, I'm not working for that guy. But what they've actually done is they've taken the time to look, find out and listen to what's actually being said, what's actually going on, had a look at the scenario and gone, do you know what? I really want to work for this guy and work with this guy on this project because this is something special. And that's exactly what's happened. And that speaks volumes to me. Red, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, obviously. Sorry about my headset's gone down, so I'm just on the normal computer. Mike, I hope you can hear me okay. What I wanted to bring to you actually was the last part of the ONU 7, and I thought this was really the momentum that Viveen is talking about. And it says we're standing at a powerful crossroads. And this is all part of the new vehicle, new direction, all of these sort of things. This is what happens at a crossroads, isn't it? You know, you end up taking maybe a different path, a different direction. And this is exactly what we're doing. We are no longer looking back in frustration, he says, but looking forward with focus. Through those ONU's updates, we have shared truth, transparency, let go of what no longer serves us, strengthened our foundations, reunited our passions, and reconnected with our unified vision. And he said this recap is a reminder, and it is your invitation to stay close as we move forward, because the next chapter won't just be about recovery, it will be about realization. The vehicle that gets us there is about to be revealed. Now, if that little bit there doesn't excite you of what is coming and give you an inkling that things are moving, as Viveen said, in a better direction with a new vehicle, and it's going to be revealed very shortly, you don't have to put 2 and 2 together to make 4. This is why I've continually said that, in my opinion, O-News pop-ups that have been coming have been done by design, so that it's all going to culminate in that end conclusion of moving into the next phase. We are gaining momentum. We've got the new vehicle. The road is clear. The path is there for us to be taken. We are now moving down it, and we are going to be very excited when we get to the end. Back to you.
Perfect. Yeah, totally agreed. And the more we move down this path, the more excited I get. Whether things change from what we've been, or our understanding of the original business, who cares? That is not the issue. The issue is bringing these products to the forefront and allowing Ash to actually provide something that is value for money and does exactly what it says on the tin, instead of paying through the nose for something that actually, quite honestly, in some cases I find quite offensive. Where they've created monopolies and won't allow others to break into the business. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. And this is, as Ash has pointed out before, correction to the corruption. So I cannot wait. Any final comments, Collins?
I just like what read, from I think that's O-News 5. Yeah, that was really, really powerful, because if people really, like all the founders or affiliate, can take their time and read through, you will know that we are just really at the crossroad where the sun is really bright. The sun is like really getting brighter and brighter every day. Maybe we don't see it, we don't notice it, but it is there. From what Ash just said, he is excited. From his write-up, he is really excited seeing the progress of what he is doing, because this is what he wanted to achieve from the beginning. That was broken, and now he realigned everything, take everything back, and said, I am now the captain of the ship. I will see it to the logical end. And he's so proud of what he is building. I remember one webinar, he said, this is the time I can invite my friends, because he is seeing it. He is seeing it. Formerly, he couldn't even say that, but now he said, this is the time I can invite all my friends to come and see this. So the skies and everything is just bright, and the new vehicle, maybe it's running like, I think the Rolls-Royce engine that is in is like really crazy, So we just have to read and then get ready for all the old news, because Ash will be throwing, things little by little behind, in all years. And before we know, we are already there in a brand new vehicle. So I'll leave it there.
Thanks, Collins. Thanks. Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, watch this space, folks, and keep looking out for the next news. As Red said, this is starting to build, and Viveen, obviously, it's starting to build momentum when we're getting closer and closer to that end point, that point of release. And for us, obviously, it then gets really exciting. Anything else you'd like to add? Finally, Red?
Just stay the course, guys. You owe it to yourselves. Don't waver. Don't listen to idle chit-chat, gossip, anything like that. Stick to your beliefs. That's the main importance. And follow your CEO. That's the best advice I can give you. You're in a good place. We're all going to go there together, and we're certainly going to succeed together as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for joining us today. Thankfully, back in time today. Hopefully, that will be the same next week. Fingers crossed. And as Red said, keep your eye on that back office. Keep having a look. And I'm sure you'll be as excited as we are about seeing what's coming next. So thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you soon.